Hello everyone, I am Sorcerer Mjolnir, aka Bob from Misadventures Inc. and welcome to my first episode of the Pridecraft series that I'm going to be working on. So, in the past I had a sort of a mindless meander series where I messed around on the Misadventure Inc. Minecraft server. It was a modded one, we had Galacticraft, a whole bunch of things installed. And yeah, it was good fun. However, it got rather lonely because for months on end I was the only player, literally. So I kind of abandoned that server, took a bit of a break from doing videos, and I've decided to come back and do them again because I do enjoy them. I just burnt myself out on too big a project. I was building a giant ass O'Neill cylinder manually. Wow, yeah, I took off more. I bit off more than I could chew for that one. So, lesson learned. Don't be silly with project ideas. Anyways, I'm going to give everybody a bit of a tour of the Pridecraft server. And I'm also going to discuss the project I'm working on and show some of the fun and the shenanigans that we've been getting up to. So, without further ado, I shall get cracking. And I'm here. I am on the Pridecraft server. This is actually my own personal server, which I started off as a bit of a project to help me learn some things actually more to do with AWS and some automation and whatnot, but it ended up turning into quite a fun project with some of my friends from work even joining in, and when that started happening I was realising, well, this looks like it might be a long-running server. One that is worth actually keeping on going, and it's something I discussed in my previous series that I was doing this project. I had a pop-up Minecraft server. You would hit a button on a website, it would send a signal off, fire up the server, it would monitor itself for 10 minutes, and if there was no active players for 10 minutes, it would shut itself down. That has actually worked out quite well. So I would actually like to give a tour of everything that's been going on in the server. I had intended to start... yeah, there's my heads on pikes. Yeah, that's a bit freaky. Yeah, so I had intended to record on this far sooner and start a series in parallel with my Misadventure one, but that was just too much. Far too much. You'll notice I've got a shader pack on, so I've got nice wavy things, I've got nice lighting, I've got connected glass textures, and I even have some shell shading. Yeah, so this is the starter house. I built this in creative mode, and yeah, it was just so that new players, when they started, would not be immediately dumped out into dark, cold, harsh environment that is Minecraft. The server is locked on hard mode. Not hardcore, thankfully, or I wouldn't have many players left. But there are some basic supplies, some iron tools, weapons, lighting, armor, food. All the basics that someone needs to get going. If it is nighttime, they can sleep there before they venture out. And there is a rule book called readme.md. I am a fan of Markdown. So going through the rules, you're in the spawn house. Please help yourself to some starting gear. Please read the rules on the next pages. Be considerate. Ask before taking resources from someone's base. Don't be a dick. PvP is allowed in arenas only. Trolling is allowed as long as you don't damage people's stuff. TNT is allowed. Please detonate responsibly. And if you cut down trees, do it completely. Don't leave a floating treetop, please. And I got some fun examples of how to troll people. So noisemakers with some observers and trapdoors. I buried one in one of my friend's walls, and it took him a good 20 minutes to figure out where it was coming from. Adding mustaches to bases, that's a Hermitcraft thing. If anyone's not watching that series, I highly recommend it. You got some professional YouTubers on there. They do a really good thing. It's really good fun to watch them play on their server on Hermitcraft. There's invisibility potions. So I've done this one, run in with an invisibility potion with no armor on and just like open doors, close doors randomly. And then sudden increases in llama population. I've not done this yet, but one day I will. I'll just like dump like 50,000 llamas on somebody's base and see how they deal with it. So I'm going to venture on out into the world, and oh wow. I've been tweaking my shaders to try and make Minecraft look pretty and not too laggy. And 23 frames a second is quite low, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to tweak that a bit more. But it does look pretty. Definitely. So, if I can fly... Almost. This is the spawn house I mentioned earlier. It's all degrading. In fact, I might... I don't know. I'm going to tweak settings. My settings will change over time. This is beginning to look quite cartoony, actually. So we have a giant Avengers sign here. I'm not quite sure who put that there, but, you know, it's actually a pretty good effort. We have the granary, which I just flew over, and the map room. This was the centre of a villager trading town. That's been demolished and it's been moved into the Swiss bank that Mongol Giraffe has made. But the mailroom, this is actually an addition from TBTR, the big red button. The big red button. TBRB, there we go, I can see his name. And the idea is someone puts some resources in a box, and that powers the lamp to say you got mail. So I don't have any mail. It's kind of sad. And there's no other signs up. But yeah, it's kind of Viking style longhouse. I was going to decorate this a bit further. You'll see off in the distance a bit of a statue over there. I'm going to jump here. I can do the whole takeoff thing, but with recording and the lag that I'm experiencing, I don't trust my ability to take off. There's an old base down there. And yeah, we have a race course with a giant unicorn, which is actually pretty awesome. Snow, wool, quartz, white concrete. Yep, so we've got a race course, which is yet to be completed. There's a lot of torch spam here, but that's good. We've got stables. Someone stole the Ender Dragon egg as decoration. We also have the Alpine Chalet, and this is actually Mongol Giraffe's base in here. I won't head inside, but you can see it's actually pretty neat. And she found a use for the glazed terracotta that works well within decoration, and I'm actually quite proud of her for that one. Moving on, we have Glenn's base. Glenn Elg. He has built this lovely iron farm. So he has plenty of iron resources, which he sells to folks like myself. He built a nice PvP arena, the first PvP arena. I built this farm here for everybody. It's not actually automated at all, it's a very manual farm. My brother's base, Deco Valu. He's not been on a lot lately, but yeah, it's an interesting looking build. I'm trying to remember, I think this is Liam's base. I can't remember his username. He has a bajillion cows, as you can see by that. Yeah, too many cows. Whoa, nearly. Next, we've got the shopping district. I'm building a shop there. I've not hardened it into full concrete yet. I've kept it as... So, the very first shop that we ever had was big red buttons, sticky stuff. You'll notice the render thing. So on our map view, we have signs that can be rendered with that keyword on the bottom line, so we can mark our bases and mark sites of interest. So he sells sticks and slime balls, hence the name Sticky Stuff. Next up, we have a player trap. Just a pressure plate in a box. And I messed that one up. And yeah, I've got a couple of people with this. They just run in, going, "Oh, what's in this?" And then they trap themselves. It's beautiful. Mongol Giraffe built this. This is the bookshop. Oh, wow, map of the shopping area we've got done. Welcome to Self-Enchantment. Please respect the prizes indicated under the respective chests. Payment in the chest next to the store door. Please read on to find our on-demand enchantments. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. So, yeah, I'm going to come back and have a read at that. Pay there. Yep, Mongol Giraffe put her head there. Wow. This is really quite cool, this. I haven't actually seen the rest of this. Oh, wow. Yeah. Interesting. Very nice. Next up, we have the head shop. This is actually a free service run by the administrators, myself and the big red button. GMH is open for business, and the idea is, so there's Glen Elg's head, there's Mongol Giraffe, and there's mine, Mjolnir. I also spawn in normal creature heads. This is actually a dispenser setup, whereas the other one is a command block setup, and this is why it required admins to set it up. It's also why I'm running it as a free in-game service. We have a bit of a diamond-based economy beginning, very similar to Hermitcraft, a not-so-hidden staircase, where I'm eventually going to put like a workshop type thing down here, but that's probably a long way off. But yeah, free service, because it requires admin permissions to set up the command blocks to do stuff. I've opted to make it a free service. Oh. Hello. You weren't there a minute ago. So providing they don't shoot me, which I think they're about to, I can show you my final shop. This is Flintlock. Yeah, I sell flint, gunpowder, flint and steel, and TNT. Okay. Now I've got myself the bad omen, so I'm going to have to avoid any areas with villagers. Well, that's them gone. Oh, hello. There we go. Is that them all? I hope it's them all. It's getting to night time anyway. I've used a lot of rockets already. So, there's another shop building here. I don't know who's building it. There's no signage that I can see. But hell, I shall fly a bit north to show a few things. Oh yeah, actually, I'll cut to this in a bit. But we did a summoning ceremony for zombie horses. And it was quite good. I made this sort of hellish, culty type place. That button there would summon 4 zombie horses, it'd call down lightning, and do all sorts of cool fancy effects. It was quite fun. And here's the redstone and the blockage underneath. Again, because I'm admin, I can bring these in. But I only use them for special events and fun things that aren't otherwise possible. Just cause. Right, now. Let's go.
What are we having?
Ran straight to Right, let's take up position. all say the incantation and we all start humming. Summon zombie horse 118271 -33.
Gee! Ah!
Yo!
Multiple.
Are you good? Well, that
Feed them. I was create zombie. Ah, no, my axe. Oops. Feed the horse. Feed the horses. Have the flesh of the brethren.
I just went to
Where's there we go. There's my actual right.
Wait.
Oh, the lava's gone as well. Cool.
I've changed it with the blocks, the command blocks.
Ah. That's...
Does it actually eat that?
To summon more horses, I'm going to use the incantation Encore.
I think that's just fun. Yay!
Another 2. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, horses. I don't have anything to feed you.
I do. Somehow I've got. They don't actually eat it.
I can feed you the saucer and Mjolnir.
What?
Yeah. You're food now, right?
No, I'm not.
I'm gonna get you. Did it?
Correct. Are they already? They're not burnt. They don't burn outside, do they?
No.
I need to figure out how I get to Glenn's base. Those are windows, aren't they? Yes. Okay. Here we have the big red buttons. Oh shit, that was. Oh dear. Yeah, big red button. He has a lot of automated stuff. He's got villager breeding. I think that's a farm tube. I'm not sure what he's got going on here. The automated sugarcane. Oh, hello. Yeah, he's got quite a nice looking base. Pretty straightforward looking thing. We do have another player, Furious Rain, who has a secret base. We don't know where he is. So one of the things I plan to try and do is find him. There's a zombie horse down there that we summoned. And now I'm going to fly out over my base. Because I'm going nice and slow, it will load in. It should load in, there we go. So up the top, this is a bubble elevator by the way. Up the top we have a creeper farm. So there's a little platform there I could stand. I just hack away at the creepers that fall out of the farm. My wife, Glenara, or is it Coltress? She's got 2 accounts. We're currently working on rebuilding Dragon's Reach. And this is quite a big build, but it looks good. And I'm going to show off the main part of my base now, which is under here. Oh, nearly. Not the best flyer. Not yet, anyway. So you'll notice in the top right corner, I've got the conduit power applied now. Under here, there you go, 1 conduit. Pulsing away. This area is very much incomplete. I did have more going on, so if I head down here... This was my old crafting and storage area. I kind of butchered it and moved everything upstairs when I designed and built my new storage system. Oh, jeez, oh, right. Hey there, kitty. Pet you. Now, the rest of my base is completely submerged and underwater, and I want to keep it that way. I'm going to have a machinery district, or area, that's just going to be filled with automation and machinery. I'll explain the ghast in a minute. And the first machine I built was this, the pickle farm. Oh, that's why I'm going so slow. Took all that off. Yeah, the pickle factory. I just right click and hold with 1 pickle there. That dispenses bone meal, and I multiply the number of pickles I have. Can I open this chest? Yes, I can. So glass blocks don't block that. That's fine. That's what I thought. Through the corridor here, I'm going to fill these chambers with mobs at some point. But I need to figure out how I'm going to get them in there. Because mobs do not get the conduit power and therefore drown. This is the beginnings of a super smelter. Get that sorted out soon enough. And this is my storage area. So you'll see I've got things for each of my stone types. I've got a nice big array of blast furnaces, smokers, and normal furnaces. A little crafting zone here for all the fancy bits, and more material storage here. And the idea is I basically just throw items in. So, do I have a miscellaneous storage? I do, which I marked with a stick. So for the things I couldn't just put a block down. So I throw that in there. You see it gets whisked back, and it should appear in this chest somewhere. Although there's lots of them in there, so I take the magenta banners, throw them in, whoosh. See them trickling through, just like that. So it's a simple hopper silo setup, and I do that for all of my items. And yeah, this is the main part of my base so far. I have some more mob containers, fish in particular. Although I could have gotten away with not putting bubbles in there, but hey-oh. Here I have a ghast. He was a nightmare to collect. Absolute nightmare. Had to do the old fishing rod thing. I had to make my portals a lot bigger, so made this that size. I actually had a line of andesite down the middle here, so he'd be kind of stuck in the portal area. And then I just kind of had to shove him while he was shooting at me. Behind here was all hollowed out. And once I kind of got him shoved into this stream, he kind of stuck to the ceiling and obviously wouldn't drown because this has got bubbles. And unfortunately went in sideways. He was trying to fly away from me but couldn't because I was blocking his exit out that way. And once he got far enough in, I was able to start blocking up with him going at me. But yeah, gave him the Grum tag so he's upside down, making it look like he's a specimen in a jar. But yeah, nearly died. And over here I have a stone generator, which I'm building a TNT duper on top of. Yeah, not the easiest contraption to set up, by the way. So I could demonstrate it working. In fact, I'll show the clock in here. I've got a nice long, slow clock, slow pulsing clock. Just wired up to a piston with some lava. So if I there we go. So you see that extrudes out, almost always giving me stone. That's a blast chamber that I'm building around there. And my hope is that I can drop TNT down. And just blast myself up a ton of... well, a ton of cobblestone, really. Which is where the super smelter will come in handy, because once I've got that up and running, I can use that to smelt it all into stone or smooth stone, and I'll have a very large stone production. Well, that's my base so far. A little view from the ceiling. I don't know what to do with the ceiling space. I might leave it open, I might not. I'm not too sure. I like being able to swim around. I like having that freedom. But yeah, that is all I'm going to cover today. There is a lot more on this server. There's other bases. There's other builds. I have a squid farm that still needs to be completed. So that I can make more concrete, because getting squid is a lot harder now in 1.14. But that's just how it is. Anyways, I'm Sorcerer Mjolnir. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I will catch you all later. Dunk.